Iran's overseas propaganda. Iran has failed to expand significantly its influence over an independent state, despite a large investment of time, money and effort that appeared to be aimed at just that. Over the past 30 years, ever since the fall of communism, Muslims have steadily achieved self-determination within Bosnia and Herzegovina. Many assume it was simply the breakup of Yugoslavia that led to the genocide of Bosnian Muslims in the early 1990s. But religious hatred of the Bosnian Muslims had been evident for centuries. It grew more aggressive after Slobodan Milosevic was made Serbia's president in the 1980s. War broke out in April 1992. And three forces, the Army of the Serb Republic, the Yugoslav People's Army and the Serb paramilitary, began what amounted to a methodical extermination of Bosnian Muslim males. Despite their appeals to other European states to intervene, no help was offered to the Bosnian Muslims. In fact, an arms embargo, which in hindsight seemed misguided, left them without even the opportunity of self-defense. The Serb forces, with access to the original Yugoslav army's weapons, progressed their genocidal plans unhindered. The Muslim-led government of Bosnia then turned to Muslim countries for assistance, and many offers of help and support, along with aid workers, missionaries and troops, arrived from throughout the Muslim world. Iran, especially the IRGC, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, sent shipments of weapons, together with military personnel, to train and advise the Bosnians. They built immense goodwill at the same time. And since the 1990s, many of those Iranian-backed organizations have remained active, though they now overtly advance Tehran's cause rather than that of the local population. IRIB, Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting, runs a Bosnian language service funded by Tehran. It offers cultural and political news with a strong Iranian slant. It also features world news with a clear Iranian bias. Alongside its broadcast station, IRIB hosts a website with a decided Twelver Shia perspective on human rights issues and philosophy. Sahar Balkans claims to be, quote, the only active Islamic international Bosnian-speaking network in the region, with a pivotal religious approach, unquote, broadcast mostly by an arrangement with local TV channels. Again, like IRIB, who own Sahar, it has an overtly pro-Iranian point of view and talks in glowing terms about the Iranian Revolution. It carries Ayatollah Khamenei's speeches uncut, along with features. Some recent titles include America's maximum pressure became maximum defeat, Israel is collapsing from within, and Trump's political life ended with a desire to be invited from Iran. Iran holds additional cultural, intellectual and social weapons in Bosnia. The Iranian Cultural Center, attached to its embassy, aims to create awareness of the Iranian Revolution and to provide a, quote-unquote, preparation of the necessary grounds for the unity among Muslims and the establishment of a united front among world Muslims. Birds, a humanitarian mission supporting returning refugees. While its connection with the Tehran regime is unclear, it does have a strong connection to Iran's Sarajevo embassy, and one of its main aims appears to be to encourage the Iranian Revolution. The Ibn Sina Institute aims to link Iran and Bosnia-Herzegovina culturally and academically. It publishes books on Islam, is the mouthpiece of Iranian religious thought, and is committed to the Iranian Revolution. Sheikh Akbar Aidi, closely connected to Ayatollah Khamenei and the Tehran power bloc, established the Mullah Sadra Foundation. It promotes Shia Islam, Islamic philosophy and doctrine exclusively. The Persian Bosnian College is affiliated to Iran's Al-Mustafa International University and part of a network of such colleges worldwide. Most graduates spend time in Iran. It, like the other Iranian institutions in Bosnia, holds the Iranian Revolution at its core. The provision of armaments and support in the war of the early 1990s gained Iran the warm thanks of the general population of Bosnia. It was the right move at the right moment. And Tehran's activity in Bosnia grew rapidly in the peace. However, the majority of Bosnian Muslims are Sunni as opposed to Iranian Shia. The relationship between the two governments hasn't developed, diplomatic exchanges have been few, and there is no military collaboration. Militarily, Bosnia connects with NATO and is a prospective future member. Bosnian students tend to gravitate to other European countries, and the younger generation shows little inclination to follow the way of life expounded by the Iranian propaganda. In this sense, Iran has failed in Bosnia.